Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So, today I went to the Fall Fiber Fair in Hopkins, Minnesota. And so, I'm going to take you guys along with me to the Fiber Fair, and I will show you what all there is. Before I get started with that, I'm going to mention I'm wearing my Drangy sweater. I'm wearing this because I was knitting this at the event last year. Because I didn't quite get my shawl done in time for that, so I'm wearing the sweater I was working on while I was there last year. So, I will preface this with saying my footage is kind of all over the place, and I apologize for that. It's not like the previous two fiber fairs where I nicely showed each booth. I kind of was just running around filming stuff. I mean, I still went in order of the booths and didn't, jump around, but, I mean, it's kind of harder to see what's in each booth, for this one, so I apologize. I'll try to do a better job of filming next year when I'm there. This is also the smallest fiber fair I go to each year. It's just a community center gymnasium, that's all it is, so there's not really a whole lot. So, yeah. But anyways, I hope you do enjoy the footage I did get. And if I'm not doing a voiceover talking about a particular booth, it's probably because I didn't quite catch the name of that booth. Because oftentimes I'll forget what some of the booths are called, and I rely on my footage to have a shot of the name of the booth in it for me to do my voiceover. So I was watching back that footage, and I didn't quite get the name of some of them, so I'm only going to talk about the ones I got the names of, so yeah. Well, enough of me blabbering on. You probably want to see the footage, so I will be back to show you what I got after you see the footage. Alpaca Creations is selling their alpaca socks and other items. Dresso Farms is selling their naturally dyed yarns. Mode Knit Yarns is selling their hand-dyed yarns. Autumn Larch Farms is selling their natural fiber yarn. Cato Yarn Company is selling their hand-dyed yarns. Curly Acres is selling their natural yarns. Garden Yarn is selling her naturally dyed yarns. Crooked Fence Ranch is selling their natural yarns. Allin Yarns is selling their hand-dyed yarns. Crafty Like a Monkey is selling their handmade project bags. Golden Meadow Alpacas is selling their alpaca yarns as well as other alpaca items. Rocking Horse Farm is selling yarn from their shop. They are the people who put on the St. Cloud Spin Fest every June. Saga Hill is selling their yarn. Harvest Hill Acres is selling their line of yarns called Wild Barn Yarn. Plaid Perch is selling their hand-dyed roving. Knit Circus Yarns is selling their hand-dyed yarns. Get Bent's Farm is selling their natural yarns. Vermilion River Alpacas is selling their natural alpaca yarn. Elizabeth's Handspun is selling their handspun yarns. Kasha's Knits is selling her hand-dyed yarns. Prairie Willow Farms is selling their natural yarns and roving. Gone Astray Farm is selling their natural yarns and roving. Yeti Yarns is selling their hand-dyed yarns. Petalin Hank is selling her naturally dyed yarns. Gone Batty Fibers is selling her one-of-a-kind hand-dyed yarns. Snake River Acres is selling their natural yarns and fiber. Quirky Fiberworks is selling her hand-dyed yarns. Lastly, Crochet Twin Cities is showing off some finished crochet items. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I got at Fall Fiber Fair. So first off, Fall Fiber Fair is this is something I didn't mention at the beginning part. It's the first Saturday in November every year at the Hopkins, it's at the Eisenhower Community Center in Hopkins, Minnesota. Yep, Eisenhower Community Center in Hopkins, Minnesota. First Saturday in November every year. So, I'm going to show you what I bought. So, first thing I got, which I was completely planning on getting, is, I don't know if I showed you guys this that I got a few years ago. I don't know if I had started my channel yet. But I've had this in my stash for a few years now. And this is Le Bien-Aimé Merino DK in the colorway Peanut Butter and Jelly. And I got 2 skeins of it. I think I ordered it from Jimmy Beans, I think. So he's got the browns and the purples. It's my favorite Le Bien-Aimé colorway. And I bought it to knit the Pierre pullover by Stephen West. And if you guys are familiar with that pattern, you will know that it is a fade pattern. It's a fade sweater, DK weight. So I needed to get 3 more colors to go with this. But the reason I have 2 is because that's the yardage that the pattern said. So yeah, I needed to get 3 more colors to go with it. And I still don't have all my yarns to go with it, but I found 1 more to go in that fade. And here is what I found. This is going to be my lightest color. Well, this is going to be my darkest color. So I have to put 2 in the middle. And I already have 1 color picked out that I'm going to order. And then I just have to pick my 4th one. But this is from Petal and Hank. This is her organic merino wool worsted weight in the colorway PB&J. Sense of theme going on here? Peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. She didn't do this on DK. She only did it on worsted and Aran. And I didn't even get to ask her if she could dye it up on a DK for me, because I was talking about the yarn and she said, when these are gone, there will never be any more. So I was like, okay, I guess I better just get worsted. And so I had brought this width to match it, of course. And I held it up to it, and it's a pretty close match. I mean, it might be ever so slightly thicker, but not too bad. So I settled for a worsted for my lightest color, and it'll be fine. And a lot of Stevens DK and worsted sweaters, you can interchangeably use DK and worsted in those patterns. So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. But the yardage of this, I actually had to get 3 skeins of it. So yeah, I ended up with 3 skeins. Yeah, because, well, I asked her if I should just get 2 skeins or if I should get 3, because I'm pretty sure Steven likes to round up the yardage requirements a little bit. And she's like, and that's when she told me that there would never be another skein after she's done selling these. And so then that's why I got 3, because I want to make sure I'll have enough. So that is what I got from Petal and Hank. And then I bought a sweater's quantity of yarn from Harvest Hill Acres. So they vend at 3 out of the 4 fairs I go to. They don't vend at the one in St. Cloud, but they vend at the other 3 I go to. So this is what I got. This is Wild Barn Yarn, and that is Harvest Hill Acres. That is their line of yarns. And I forget what the color is called, but I believe this is Romedale wool, I think. A lot of their yarns did have information on the labels, but this one only had information on the thing that told you what the skeins cost. So I snapped a photo of that. I can pop that on the screen if you guys are curious to know the information about this yarn, because it was the price tag that was on the bin they were in. So yeah, but I bought 8 skeins. Now I'm only going to need 7 for my project, But she said that I should just buy 8 skeins to make sure I have enough, and that I should only wind up 7 of them, and that she will always take back the 8th skein if I don't need it. So, and my goal is to wear this sweater next year while I'm at the event. So, there's the 8 skeins. The pattern is Freya by Mari Munyonen. I probably completely butchered her name, but the pattern is called Freya. It's actually a cardigan. And so, since it's a cardigan, I need buttons, right? So I actually got the buttons before I got the yarn. And these are also from Harvest Hill Acres. Guys, I have been wanting to make something with antler buttons for a while now, and they have antler buttons. These are made out of deer antlers. So her husband, he slices up deer antlers and drills holes in them and makes buttons. And I think those look really cool. And I think it would match my yarn really well. And I got the yarn and the buttons from the same booth. So I need 11 buttons for my project, and so I bought 11 buttons. They mostly had cards of 2, but they had 1 card of 3 and 1 card of 1. So I bought 4 cards of 2, and then I got the card of 3, so that I had exactly 11. And then I wouldn't end up with the 12th one I wouldn't know what to do with. But yeah, so those are going to be my buttons. So I think that's going to be a fun sweater to make, or cardigan. And I mean, there's a lot of cabling in this pattern, so that's the one downside, that I have to do a lot of that. But I think it will be worth it. But the whole thing started with the buttons, so yeah, I think these antler buttons are really cool, and I am excited to make this cardigan happen. So yeah. So that is what I bought at the Fall Fiber Fair. So yeah, again, not a super huge fiber fair, so I didn't quite come home with as much as I could if I went to, say, Shepherd's Harvest, for example. But yeah, speaking of which, Shepherd's Harvest will be the next fiber fair I go to. That is not till May, so yep, don't expect to see another fiber fair until then. So yeah, anyways, so I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in my next video.